What's going on, movie fans? Movie Defender Scott here, 50% of the Movie Defender podcast, and it's time for another episode of WTF, or for Donald. You know what really grinds my gears? There you go, that's for you. I'm only doing it once. Anyway, it is something that's on my mind and I got to talk about, but I kind of have a question because I'm confused, honestly. What is it about Star Wars that the fans who do not like the new films, or at least some of the new films, no one seems to be crapping on Rogue One, but anyway, the new films, what is it about it that forces them to not let the rest of us enjoy them? This is a phenomenon I have seen, and I don't understand it. It seems to me to be an offshoot of cancel culture, which is maybe one of the most toxic things in Western civilization today. But walk through this with me real quick. I like a lot of movies. Generally, when I go see a film and I spend 2 hours watching it, I have a good time. Of course, there are ones I don't like. Of course. Donald and I choose not to cover those on our podcast, because if you want to know what people think who don't like a movie, just go to YouTube and type the name of any movie ever and hit enter. You'll get flooded. So I grew up on Star Wars. I love Star Wars. Look behind me. Okay? It's all clear. But what I don't understand is all these movies I love, we can say and we can defend and we can review any movie and we don't get a lot of crap. We can do the DCEU. Compared to Marvel, it is getting scraped along the sidewalk, just drugged through the mud. Thor Ragnarok's a great fun time at the movies, but Aquaman, screw that movie. Oh my God, it's horrible. Horrible. Just a CGI fest of, well, so was Thor Ragnarok, but they hate it. But no one gives us crap. I can say I like Batman versus Superman, and there's a lot in there to like. And I say that, I don't get any shit. Everyone's like, well, I didn't like it, you did, that's cool. I can say I've enjoyed a lot of the Michael Bay Transformer movies. Nobody gives me shit. There's a Bayhem joke get thrown in a little bit, but nobody gives me any crap about it. You can say you love Frozen. You can say you love gory porn that's just torture porn. You can say that you love that stuff. And everyone will just say, well, it's not for me, it's fine. Say you like Star Wars, or dare put anything out there on social media that says, hey, this is awesome. Buckle the F up. It's crazy. I don't understand it. People that are very close to me who didn't like it, whatever. I can say 100 things about 100 other movies. Say something good about Star Wars. They cannot stop themselves. They must make sure you know they hate it at the least, and they are going to argue with you. You can't even say things like Star Wars makes money. You can't say things like Star Wars has great visuals or action sequence. Screw it. It doesn't matter what you say. They will come after you. Why? They can hate it all the livelong day. They can put episode 4 and 5 on a loop in their house and run it until they die, and I don't care. Who cares? Enjoy it. There's more seats for me at the theater. We have said some of the most uncontroversial things about Star Wars lately, and it's been insane. People who they can't just let it lie. Why are their emotions all wrapped around the axle about Star Wars? What is it? I don't understand. And the problem is, it's like politics. You can't even get in a discussion about things like, well, Star Wars makes a lot of money. Oh, yeah. Well, Solo didn't do good. Right. And there's like 7 reasons for that. And no. It's going downhill. It sucks. It's awful. You're wrong. Why? I don't understand. I have not the foggiest clue of why is it Star Wars. My guess, but this is where I need your help. I don't understand. My guess is that it's the nostalgia. That when it was announced in 2012 it was coming back, they desperately wanted to love it. And for whatever reason, they haven't. Fair, that's fine. Didn't like it. Okay, great, no worries. I think that's what it is. I think that they're so emotionally pissed that they don't like it that, damn it, they're going to take it out on everybody else. I have never... Google, go to YouTube and look for people running channels about things they hate about movies. And if you type in Star Wars, buckle up, buddy, because the list is going to be long. It's echo chambery. They're all talking to themselves. And you saying something uncontroversial like The Last Jedi, as much as people think it was maligned, it was one of the highest rated Star Wars films in the history of the franchise, if not the most. I got to check again, but it's like one or two, makes 1.3 bill. And everyone takes a run at it. It's destroying the franchise. And then Rise of Skywalker beats the pre-sale of any other Star Wars movie before it by 250%. Okay. Point that out. You're getting hate. You're getting hate. Is it the emotion wrapped up in the childhood, wrapped up in the nostalgia? Because the Transformers saga is only about a decade old. The Marvel movies are only about a decade old. My God, you can even say you hate the MCU. I know friends of mine that are just so hardcore, diehard comic nerds that they think the movies have ruined the comics and they're not gonna watch them and all that stuff. That's fine. No one throws shade at them. They say things like, "You're missing out. You're missing a good time," and "Wish you'd put down the comic and come watch this thing." But no one's like crapping on them and telling them they're bad. It's crazy. And the other thing is that when you get into the debate about it, or you get into, give you an example. Friend of mine had a lot of trouble with what Leia did in space in The Last Jedi. Okay. Because that had never been done before. Also had a problem with the fact that Kylo and Rey communed through the Force physically. Okay. And they said, that's never been in canon. That doesn't count. I don't know where they got this thing. It's a bunch of crap. And I said, well, Force lightning wasn't a thing until you showed up in 83 to the theater when you were a kid and suddenly lightning came out of Palpatine's hands. That wasn't a thing. We didn't even know the Force could move shit until I was sitting in a theater in 1980 watching Luke move the lightsaber in a Wampa cave. That wasn't a thing until then. So when I got into that argument with him or just pointed it out, all I did is point it out. That's all I did. I just said, well, yeah, they got angry and started just, well, yeah, but it's a movie. Jeez, what is going on? And it's not even November 1st when I'm recording this. I can't imagine what the next 2 months are going to be like as we lead up to Rise of Skywalker. And then January after that. Like, as someone that runs a successful movie podcast, I am forced in many ways to watch this stuff and listen to it. But I don't understand the source of it. I think it's like I said, I think when people get arguing about politics, their emotion gets wrapped up in it, especially a certain side of the aisle. They just can't unwind their own emotion from an issue that needs objectivity, logic, and reason when you apply to it. But they don't care. Their emotions are just wound up. I think that's what this is. But what are your theories? Why is it Star Wars that they need to make sure you hate it, or that you at least know they hate it? And why is it that they are trying their darndest to make sure you hate it? Why won't they just go, "Hey, have fun at the movies. I'm gonna go watch Mary Poppins"? Like, why is that not okay? What is it about it? Tell me what you think. Put the comments below. Let us know. I don't understand. I don't understand why Star Wars. I really don't. And the interesting thing is, it didn't even start after 2012. You got some. It was a real extreme subset of people that were mad that Disney purchased Lucasfilm and did all the Mickey Mouse jokes and stuff. They were mad from the get-go. But after The Force Awakens came out, this level of hate wasn't there. There were people who had negative things to say about the movie. But this level of vitriol did not start. 2015 seems to be ground zero for the internet going from crappy to holy crap. And so it's only been in the last few years. It's managed to run 2 Star Wars actresses off social media. And make me question what in the hell's going on out there. So why is it they won't let us like it? What's the problem? Don't go see it. Anyway, that's it. I'm Scott, part of the Movie Defender podcast. Check the description below. You can check out our podcast. We've got hours of stuff about The Last Jedi when it dropped. We've got a full show devoted to The Force Awakens. You can come check that out. We've got some exciting stuff lined up. If you do love Star Wars, we've got some amazing Rise of Skywalker stuff going to come up. So check out the show. Check it out in the comments. And let me know. I don't understand this phenomenon. I understand the phenomenon of not liking a movie. I don't understand the phenomenon of making sure you don't like that movie. So with that, happy Halloween. May the Force be with you.